Okay, so hello and very good evening everyone. We'll start with today's internship meeting. So I have some hand raised for the presentation. So all of you who have their presentation today, please raise your hand. We'll start with first person, that is Raju Jakkani. Yes, Raju.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, very good evening. Please start.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Sir, give the permission for the presenting the film.
Yeah, please go on.
So, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, sir.
Start.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I will introduce you about myself. My name is Raju Jakkani, and I am from the web developer group. Today, my topic is to introduce the web standards in JavaScript concept and fundamentals. My task of the database to explain data types, variables, and operators in Java. Before knowing about the data types and variables, first we will see what is JavaScript. JavaScript is a high-level interpreter programming language that is commonly used to add interactive and dynamic functionalities of websites. It is a client-side scripting language, means the code which is written in the JavaScript is going to executed on the browser, not on the server. It is it is also used to create wide varieties such as web application, mobile apps, games, etc. It is it is JavaScript is embedded with the HTML code to present to show the output in it. It is also embedded with the other in technologies like CSS, HTML5, and etc. So we will now start with the data types and its data type and variables. Uh, data type. There are total seven types of data types in JavaScript. First, we will start with the number. The number is used to store the numeric value. Now, number can be integer, floating point, or etc. For example, here we can see var equals to 42. I will zoom this screen. Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. For example, oh, uh, for example, where e equals to 42. 42 is a numeric number which is stored in the name variable name e. If we do console.log, the output will be printed on the console as a 42 integer. Next data type is a string. It represents a sequence of character enclosed in the quotes. Means whatever we write in the between the quotes, for example, where g equals to hello world, it is a string. It is denoted as string. And as we print it in the console, it is it will show the output as a hello world, and it is a string. Object. It is The next data type is object. It is represents a collection of properties. For example, where I name equals to John, age equals to 30. We can also generate an array and store it in the variable I as an object. Uh, the next data type is a boolean. It is represents a logic entity when can have only two values, true or false. For example, where C equals to true. The boolean is used to only represent the values if it is true or false. No other values are accepted in boolean. The next is the symbol. It's used to create unique identifiers. Which means we can create a unique description, except symbols for giving search for showing the output of that. For example, where H symbol, here we have declared symbol as description. The next data type is the null. It is used for representing the intentional absence of any object value. Null is used to represent only null. It cannot be empty. If we does not assign any value to the variable, then it is known as undefined, not the null. The null and undefined both are different. Now let's move to the variables. A, va- a variable is a named container that stores a value. In JavaScript, variables are declared using let, where, and const. The value of a variable can be changed by assigning a new value to it. If we assign the value as where j equals to 42, we can also change the value in the execution time. If and where and let use the same, we can change it, but the const we cannot change the value. If we declare const pi equals to 3.14, it will be there as it is. We cannot change it as on runtime. Okay. So now we move to the operators in JavaScript. Operators are symbols that perform operations on values or variables. In JavaScript, there are several types of operators, including arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison, logical, bitwise, and etc. Arithmetic operators, it is used to perform the mathematical calculation. For example, where L equals to 10 plus 5, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, module, etc. And now the next is the assignment operator. It is used to assign the values to a variable. For example, q equals to 10. We assign the value 10 to the variable q, or we can add q plus 5 after adding and assigning the value to q by incrementing it 5. Similarly, subtracting and assigning the values and everything. Now we move to the next operator, that is comparison operator. Comparison operator is used to compare two values and return a Boolean value, true or false. If both are equal, then will return the output as true or false. Here we used to check if the x is greater than y, or less than, or greater than equals to, or not equals to, or smaller than equals to, etc. Now logical operator. Logical operators are used to combine two or more conditions and return a Boolean value. Here we use the AND, logical AND operator, or operator, and greater than or not equals to, etc. Here the logical operator used to, if the both conditions, for example, where equals to x and x is greater than y, and x is greater than z, smaller than z. If the both values are true in a logical AND operator, then the output we will get as a true. If any one value is wrong, we will get the output as false. In a logical OR operator, if any one value is true, we will get true. Else we will get the false out as the output. In logical NOT operator, if it is not equals to true, then we will get the false. Now I have made a small project as a temperature converter by using the data types, variables, and etc. Here we used to calculate the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit to Celsius, vice versa. If we calculate if 1 Celsius is equal, if we calculate Celsius to Fahrenheit, here we can see 1 Celsius equals to 33.8 Fahrenheit. Similarly, we can see here, we can check any value. Here 1 Fahrenheit equals to minus 17.222 Celsius. Now I will show my code as what I have done in it. Here first, 2 minutes. Here I have created a box and a label, and I have taken the label and the input box and given them a name, ID, and etc. In JavaScript, I have first get the first I have used it to get the input box by using their ID, by using the function document.getElement by ID, and stored it in the value which I get from the ID in the Celsius and Fahrenheit. And I have created a function if the value has entered in a Celsius and we want it in Fahrenheit, then I have converted here by multiplying the value into 9 divided by 5 plus 32. So we can get the value of Fahrenheit. Similarly, vice versa, I have created the Fahrenheit function. If we get the value of Fahrenheit, then it will be converted into Celsius. And I have submitted the code in the GitHub. Here is the GitHub link. And I have took the reference from the W3 school. And I have added the link as well as in the PPT. If anyone has any questions, they can ask. And thank you for listening. Anybody have any questions?
Are you done with your presentation?
Yes, sir. I have done this presentation.
Okay. So can we move on with the review?
Yes, sir.
So overall, I would say you need quite improvement. Okay. Because your mic was having too much echo when you were speaking. Okay. Make sure to fix that next time. It was not quite audible. And also next time when you have a camera, okay, I can't see your face. I can only see your mobile phone. Okay. So visibility is not proper. And also in demo, don't waste too much time explaining code, every line of code. Okay, just show the logic and say that this is the syntax. Okay, that's it. Don't waste too much time on that. Other than that, I would say you need some improvement in the expression part. Practice some more. Okay, then you will be then you will give quite good improvement. Okay, there will be improvement from your side. Overall, I would say it was good. Okay, you will get your marks after the meeting. Okay, then we will move on to next person. So
Sir, actually, my camera was on through laptop and I'm speaking through phone.
then that is your issue. Okay, you need to make sure it works in a way that it is proper. Okay, you need to practice it before coming in.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
So
see, if you have a
I have
problem,
the
then
other.
make sure that you do something that it doesn't. Even now, I can't see your face. Okay, I can only see your mobile phone.
Is it visible now, sir?
Yeah, now it is visible. Just
Sir,
place
I
your
have one.
phone and that's it. You just have to
Okay,
do
sir.
it. Okay. Anything else?
I have my one more presentation. So when I have to give it,
What is the name of presentation?
sir, it is the conditional statements of JavaScript.
I only have for data type and variable.
Sir, yeah, I have only scheduled for the data types, but in
Then you can
last minute I
only
have
take
asked you.
code. No, no, you have to schedule it. Okay. If you have
Okay, sir.
scheduled it, then you can give two different presentation at the same time. If it is
So
not
at the
scheduled,
last
you
can I
can't do it.
give it?
Sorry?
Today at the last time can I give it?
What? Wait.
At the last can I give the presentation if any there is the time left?
No, no, you have to schedule it.
Okay, sir.
Because if you schedule it, that is only when I can give you marks. If you don't schedule it, then I can't give you marks. I need to send it to sir that this was the presentation scheduled and he has completed, then he will give you marks. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So you do that. So I will move on to next person then. So Gaurav Kumar. Raju, please stop your screen share. Gaurav, thanks.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Is my screen is visible, sir?
No. Raju, can you please stop the screen share? Yeah, Gaurav.
Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Hello, good evening, sir. My name is Gaurav, and I'm from 16 batch Java developer group. My this presentation is on simple Java application. So in this presentation, I have contents which I will show you right now. The content I will start from an introduction of Java web application and its architecture. Then next, what is Java, what is servlet, and then the main part I will come to is Spring Boot, why we are using and what is a Spring Boot and the features of Spring Boot. Then summary. So as a Java web application, we used to create that dynamic website. For dynamic website, like we can, as we nowadays we are using the same thing like Google spreadsheet, anything like Google's regarding, there are many examples for that. So after that, Java support also servlet parts JSP for the development of the web application, and HTML, all this we are known that we work on this. So it's also provide very uh, very health very easy to write this compared to as other like C++, right? I will also tell about that why we are using Java instead of the Java, C++ like object-oriented programming. So architecture, the become architecture part, the user browse architecture part we will use. I will show that how the this architecture work means how we just a user put the local URL on the by using browser, and that browser give request to the servlet, and the server side program we will interact with all the things like what is the database, and then from that it will get all the information to the user by the browser each which we executed. And this is the structure as I show you, as I'm showing. So when user give command through the URL, the front end will act as the showing the front page of the whatever application is showing. Then it goes to the web server where it is designed to connect with database and the database to the front end. So from database, it collect all the collect file regarding which user want, and then it will, and then it transfer to all the response to the user, which will show which show you to user what will you want. So after that architecture, simply the students why we are using Java instead of like first we have like C++. So Java is like object-oriented programming when it is easier and it has lots of modules which not in C++. As you can see, Java is a platform-independent language. We can run it anywhere. Like the code is the same, but in the JVM which we have every operating system, it run the Java code. Then servlet. Servlet is nothing but it is just a server-side program, and it is used by Java, which is very easily. So the main point I came to is Spring Boot. Because the task is using the Spring Boot. So Spring Boot, what is Spring Boot? Is a standalone program, standalone application which used to create and product give the very sorry. It is a standalone program with production Spring based and just run it. Means it provide the provide a. Sorry, this is first time I'm saying. Sorry, sir. So Spring Boot make it easy and create standalone program. So we can say that Spring Boot provide means give a very this application provide lots of features like which cannot be provided by any other like servlet JSP. It's like you can connect with the server also in this feature. So as I said, it is a light framework which it is a light framework which builds simple and reliable scalable enterprise application. The focus providing various ways to help you manage your business object. So as I said you previously, it is a very simple and reliable and very features provided by the it's very simple. So it is made to develop web application much easier as compared to classic framework as I said before. So why Spring? The Spring made Java quicker and easier, safer for everybody. So here I am showing the Spring initializer, which I will say describe after this. Means what is this and what is. So yeah. So these are the features of the Spring framework. So it is IOC is a container, means it's give the object to principle of the object is provided by container. This support the aspect object programming, data access from framework easily, which will describe this all the things one by one in the programming. I will explain it each and everything how the Spring framework works. Transaction management framework also Spring MVC framework is different, and web service, which is all provided by this is the features of the Spring framework. So I'm going to use the Spring Boot application in the Java by the Java framework. Thank you. This is my PPT, and I will explain the. This is my screen visible, sir? Hello.
I can see your PPT only.
Right. So this is my Spring application, Spring program application, and where I get it, I will say all I have to do is just go to the nothing, just go Chrome, and I will write Spring initializer. Here I will Spring initializer. Here what I have to do, just go for the things which it's like through how I will get the folder like Maven folder, which and here we have to give some name and group with package name, all the things, and the rest of thing already selected. We all only we have to give the importance here at dependency. So we add some dependency like we are working on the web related programming. So I will select web, which I already have done. I will show you the folder which come after that, and I will generate this here already. And I have this folder. I just show that I will generate this, adding this web dependency, and after that, I will go to my program. I will have file, new file. I will have like here it already mentioned, like I will show you, like I have downloaded this Spring. I will show in my folder also. So I don't want to use any other like today. So it will unzipped file will come. Zip file will come. So here is my zipped file. Sorry, unzipped file. And zipped file is my after downloaded. I will get my zip. Yeah, like this. Currently I download that that folder, that demo, that thing, and after that I will unzip it. So what I want to do is so that the file is unzipped, and from here I will import that file. So the way and that this way I get the Spring REST, this type of folder, which I have a main SRS and Java. Here I have selected this one, and I have run this the Spring REST application.java. So I get this all the program package like this, of which already I have mentioned that that it's been initializer. So after this, I already written is here hello, which will represent which will show in output also. So I'll show output in wait a minute. So I will run this which I was already downloaded from Spring Initializer. I will run this. Yeah, I will run this Spring Boot application. I will show you that this output will show to this. Yeah, here I can see the hello, but I want to show in on the URL. So for the URL, I have to use a one connector. Sorry, connector constructor, because that constructor act as a like a link between this this app Spring application to that local host, or we can say that Tomcat server. So in this Spring Boot, we have a Tomcat embedded code. So Tomcat server already embedded inside this. All I have to do that just put our controller in this package, this common Spring. This as you can, I can show this. Yeah, here is my controller. So controller act as a link between my Spring application and the that localhost to connect that thing. So controller is in my this package. So just I will do one thing. I have already put in my controller in this package. So I will just go to my local the local local host. Wait. So here is I will show you. So the local host is running as I already is got the output, but I will. So here is like yeah, local is responding but error. So I will just do one. I will do thing one. slash. So already I can show you that I got high because in my controller, I just written this. Sorry for this. Written high that I got in that local host, and the hello part is my request mapping. That's I have put it on that after the localhost 8080 hello. So I got the output, and this is the from my side as a simple Java web application, as I can show in the output also got. Yeah, here. That's all from my side. Thank you, sir, for giving the opportunity, sir.
Are you done?
Done, sir.
Okay. So I can see that you have tried best from your side, okay, but you need a lot of improvement. Okay. The best thing you can do is to practice, and not just practice one time, two time, 5 time, 10 time. Practice 20 times, 25 times, 30 times. Okay. Because don't say in between, this is my first time, sorry. Okay. It is okay to forget. And when you forget something, okay, don't just stick there, move on. Speak what you can see on your screen and try to explain that. Okay, don't just get stuck somewhere. If you we all forget something. Okay, that is completely normal thing. Okay, no matter how good your memory is, there is always chance you will forget something. Okay, so don't just stick there. What you can do is you can move on. Okay, but don't just say that sorry about that. It breaks entire flow of your presentation. See, the starting was, I would say, somewhat rushed. Okay, that was one of the problem. Why, I believe you forgot because you rushed too much at the start. Okay, go slow from the start, and then you will have a flow during a presentation, which will make it easier for you to explain something. Okay, and always break entire thing in a block, and then explain block wise. It will also be easier for you and everyone to understand. Okay, and it will also reduce the possibility of you forgetting something. Okay, so practice. Other than that, I would say it was good. You did try your best. I can see that. Okay, because your demo was really in depth. It was really informative. So I can see that you have tried your best. Okay, but to work on your presentation skills. And also next time when you are giving a demo, don't waste too much time on the demo itself. Try to make it quick. Okay, it was good. It was informative, but try to make it more quick.
Okay, sir.
Okay, because lot of things that you have explained, we have already seen in the PPT. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so other than that, I would say it was good. Good performance from your side.
Thank you, sir.
So, yeah. Yeah. Then who is the next? Yeah, Shreya, Rakshit.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, very good evening. Mishra.
Is my screen visible?
It is loading. Yeah, it is visible.
Can I start?
Just wait. Shreya. So, yeah, Nikesh, you can click on assign new task. Okay. If your presentation is something like, if your task says that you need to give presentation so that your task can be marked as completed, then let me know that you have a task like that. Then I will give you most priority for the presentation. But for presentation like DRDO, I believe it was coding presentation. So you can complete it, send the completed task in the technical chat and then click on assign new task. And always try to join first and raise your hand. Okay. Then Shreya, please start.
Good evening to all. Myself Shreya Rakshit from IIT ISM Dhanbad. I'll be presenting on the topic data types, variables, and operators in JavaScript. So basically, we will see a brief about the JavaScript in the first. So basically, JavaScript is a very important component of any web application we are building today, because we all know that it is extensively used to create a interactive website. This was basically created in 1995 by Brendan Eich while he was an engineer at Netscape. JavaScript is well known for the development of web pages. It can be used for client-side development such as React.js, AngularJS, etc., as well as server-side development such as Node.js. It contains a standard library of objects and core sets of language elements like operators, control structures, statements. We will see in detail about operators in this presentation itself. So how we can add JavaScript to our HTML file? There are two methods basically, internal JavaScript and external JavaScript. In internal JavaScript, we can write the JavaScript code in the HTML file itself within the script tag. And in external JS, we write the JavaScript code in a separate file with extension .js and then link it inside the head tag of our HTML file. So now start with the data type. Data type is how much important, we we today live in a world which is where we have loads of data. We need to know how efficiently we can manage, we can handle the data to get the optimum output out of everything. Like data type basically decides how a variable should be treated in terms of various operations depending of its nature. Like we can perform multiplication on numbers but not with the string. That's how basically data type works. JavaScript has dynamic data types. That means a single variable can hold different types of data at different moment. A variable basically behaves depending upon its current data type. So let's move forward the various data types of JavaScript. The first one is string. String is a series of characters that can hold any name, place, paragraph, etc. It is extremely useful to display something on the screen. Like we basically write string inside double quote or single quote sometimes. The second one is number. JavaScript number represents 64-bit floating point numbers. It can hold number, floating point, etc. Within its range, and we can use exponential notation as well. The third one is begint. Begint came into existence in 2020. Its purpose was to store large numbers which cannot be stored in these 64-bit floating point numbers. This is the purpose of begint. The fourth one is Boolean. Boolean can store only two values, true or false. It can be used to check whether a condition is met or not. We'll see the next two data types together, undefined and null. Undefined means a variable without a value, and null variable means it stores a null value. Undefined variable means when we declare a variable but doesn't initialize it, it contains a undefined value as well as undefined data type. But null variables has a specific data type and it contains null value. It can be converted to 0 while performing any arithmetic operations on it. The next is symbol. It is not very much used, but yeah, it is a built-in object whose constructor returns a unique symbol. It basically uses to it is basically used to create a specific symbol for an object, and it also helps to promote information hiding. That means data encapsulation. The last one is object. Object is written with a curly braces around it. and within it we write a comma separated pairs of name colon value. The object data type can contain all its built-in data types, as well as it can contain another object, a date object, and it can also contain an array. Array is basically a sequential comma separated list of items belonging to the same data type. Now move forward towards variable. Variables are basically used to store data. It can be declared using const, late, or var. Var is the older version, whereas const and late are newer. Const is used to declare variables that have constant value. We can change its value after its declaration. One more interesting fact is redeclaration. If we redeclare a specific variable with var, it retains its value. If we try to redeclare a variable with late or const, it is doesn't support it. It is not supported. But yeah, it becomes locally scoped. That means its scope gets only in the block itself. Now, the very much important thing, identifier, that is used to identify a specific variable. Identifiers can contain letters, that means A to Z, digits 0 to 9, underscores and dollar signs. But it can't begin with digits like 0 to 9. It must begin with a letter or dollar sign or underscore. Also, identifier cannot contain reserved words of JavaScript like if, else, keywords, etc. Identifiers are case sensitive. That means small a and capital A are not the same. They are completely different. We declare variables using assignment operator, and we can also declare many variables in one statement. Now move forward towards operators in JavaScript. In JavaScript, we have arithmetic operators, conditional operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, etc. We will see them in detail. The first one is arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are used to perform various arithmetic operations. The first one is addition, subtraction, then multiplication, division, exponentiation, modulus operator that basically returns the remainder value after a division operation. Then increment operator and decrement operator. Increment and decrement operator respectively increments and decrements a variable by 1. Also, addition operator can also be used upon strings to concatenate them. The second operator is assignment operators. Assignment operators are used to assign values. Equal to, that means x is assigned the value same as y. Addition is equal to, that means x is the value of y is added with x. In the same way, minus is equal to multiplication equal to, division equal to, modulus equal to, and exponential equal to, or works. The third one, comparison operators. Comparison operators basically compares the values in the right hand side and the left hand side, and returns a boolean type answer, true or either true or false. The first one is equal to, then equal value and equal type. The next one not equal, then not equal value or not equal type, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and ternary operator. Ternary operator is used when we need a value, a separate value when a specific condition is made, and we need a different value when it is not made. This is the case when we use ternary operator. The next is logical operators, logical and, logical or, and logical not. Logical and returns value as true if all the operands are true, and logical or returns true if at least one of the operands is true. And logical not complements the input and such that not true is equal to false and not false is equal to true. The fifth one, type operators. The first one, type of operator, that returns the type of variable, and instance of operators that returns true if it is an instance of an object type only. The last operators we will see, bitwise operator. it performs many logical operations bitwise, and at first the number we give is converted to the 32-bit numbers, and then the operation is performed, and at last it is converted back to the number data type and is returned. Here we have shown it in detail. Uh, we have taken 5 and 1. Its binary representation is 0101 and 0001 respectively. We will see the AND operation. 1 and 1, 1 and 1 gives 1, 0 and 0 gives 0, 1 and 0 gives 0, and 0 and 0 gives 0. At last, we are getting the answer as 1. That is how all bitwise operators work. OR is same as logical OR. NOT is also same as logical NOT. XOR means it gives 1 if the inputs are different, like 0 XOR 1 and 0 and 1 XOR 0, that gives a result as 1. And if the inputs are same, it gives the result as 0. Left shift operator, it shifts the operand towards left and fills the rightmost element with 0. And the same with the right shift operator, it shifts the input towards right and fills the leftmost element with 0. Unsigned right shift is also similar, but while comprehending the value of the result, it assumes that it is unsigned. Now I have basically made a website that performs all arithmetic, logical, and comparison operations. Here is the GitHub link of my code. Sorry for the interruption. Basically, this is the repository. This is the index.html file where we have used an input and two button, answer and reset, that works. And we will first see the JavaScript files as well. We have added an event listener here, which detects the click operation on answer 1 and reset 1 respectively. If the string which is currently on the input tab is undefined or null, then it works nothing. Then it tries to evaluate the value of string, and if it gets error, then it shows invalid input, and otherwise it shows the result in the input itself. And when we press reset button, a string is reset to null, and that is returns to the initial stage. That is basically what I have done. Now we will see the website, how it looks. This is the website. Perform arithmetic comparison and logical operation. Here we can give any value. We are getting the result. We can also give comparison operators. Yeah, we are getting result as true. We can also perform logical operations. Yes. So we can perform any operations we want in this website. Here is the references that I have used in making this website and PPT. Thank you to all for listening. You may ask if you have any query.
Are you ready with the presentation?
Yes, sir.
So overall, I would say it was a good presentation. The expression was good, but you need to work on your flow. Okay. So we have a flow during the presentation. You need to work on that. Because in between you just stop like there was demo. Okay, so have everything prepared. Don't waste time doing those things. Okay, it just breaks your entire flow of flow. So work on that, and I would say overall it was an okay presentation. Okay, okay, then I will move on to next person. Mahendra, okay, if there is some problem with the task, then your deadline can be increased. Okay, I will message sir. Okay, I have got your task name and email. And there are also some other people who are having the issues. I will collectively message them. And there were some people I asked if their problem is solved or not. They didn't follow up on me. Okay, so I will. I have messaged yours. Wait, just wait. Just give me a second. Indira Banerajee, you can start with the presentation. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
A very good presentation.
Sir, can you see my screen? Sir,
Yeah, it is visible.
good evening, everyone. This is Indira Banerajee. Today's topic of discussion is mission and vision statement of Scientific Analysis Group DRDO. The dimension we are going to cover are the introduction, area of work, mission of Scientific Analysis Group, vision of Scientific Analysis Group, citizen character, and achievement. Let's start with the beginning. Introduction. Scientific Analysis Group is the laboratory of Indian Defense Research and Development Organization. Scientific or Analyzing Group is working in the area of cryptology and information security. It is established in 1963. Srimati Yashchandra is the director of Scientific Analysis Group. Area of work. Scientific Analysis Group is working on advanced mathematical and statistical analysis and development of tools, signal processing, high performance computing, information security, soft computing technique. Group has established faculties for electronic probing, communication signal, and protocol analysis. Now move on to the mission of Scientific Analysis Group. The mission of Scientific Analysis Group is to develop the tools and technique based on the contemporary mathematics, computer science, and electronic communication for analysis of security and IT products to build the generalized as well as domain system specific analyze algorithm and tools to establish the state of art facilities for electronic probing, communication signal, and protocol analysis. Now know what is the vision of Scientific Analysis Group. The vision of Scientific Analysis Group is to make the Scientific Analysis Group is the finest cryptology and information security laboratory in the world. Now know what is the citizen character of Scientific Analysis Group. Scientific Analysis Group is one of the premier agency in the country working in the area of cryptology, information security and cyber security. The main character of Scientific Analysis Group is to development the tools and technique for IT and communication system. The characters of duties assigned to Scientific Analysis Group are to develop the tools and technique system based on the broad range of principles from contemporary mathematics, computer science, and electronics to build the generalized as well as the domain system, specific cryptanalysis algorithm, software and hardware tools to establish the state of artificial for electronic probing communication system. Achievement of Scientific Analysis Group. Development of some software package based on the advanced mathematical technique such as Boolean function, binary sequence, algebraic concept, artificial intelligence, pattern recognition, and general algorithm. Development of tools and technique for speech recognition, coding, and digital analog speech analysis. Creating of infrastructure. Conclusion. Scientific Analysis Group is working in the area of cryptology and information security. Scientific Analysis Group developing tools and techniques based on the contemporary mathematics, computer science, and electronics. Communication for information security. This is the reference which I used for this. Anyone can ask if there is any question. This is all about Scientific Analysis Group. Thank you.
Are you done with your presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it was a very good presentation. The flow and the explanation was on point. Okay, you had all the things like conclusion, reference, and Q&A. Okay, overall it was a really good presentation. But next time, try to improve the formatting and the overall design of your PPT. Okay, work on the design part
sir.
because
Okay,
in
sir.
some slides look like there was a lot of text because of the font size. Okay, so if you can improve the formatting, it will look really good. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Other than that, I would say it was a really good presentation.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So now I'm moving on to next question, that is Truptimayee Mishra.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, very good evening, Mishra.
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible.
Uh, Good evening, sir. My name is Truptimayee Mishra. I am from NCA. I am currently pursuing NCA Tutkal University, Bhubaneswar, and I am from Web Development Group. And my project name is Introduction to Web Standards and JavaScript, Concepts and Fundamentals. And my task name is Data Type, Variable, and Operators in JavaScript. So these are my contents. Introduction to JavaScript, brief history of JavaScript, data types in JavaScript, variables in JavaScript, and operators in JavaScript, and at last JavaScript sample using data type, variable, and operator. So introduction to JavaScript. So JavaScript is basically a cross-platform, an object-oriented scripting language which used to make the web page more interactive. So if we want to make a complex animation and also the buttons are clickable and the showing pop-up menu, we use JavaScript. And JavaScript basically used for both client-side development and as well as server-side development. What is client-side means? It supplies the control to the browser and also the document object model. The client-side extension allow the application to place an element in the form and also it respond back to the user. The libraries are used in the client side is AngularJS and React.js. In the server side, it just run the JavaScript in a server. It allows the application to communicate with the database and also transfer the information, pass the information to one file to another file. So framework is used in the server side is Node.js. So here is the brief history of the JavaScript. JavaScript was first invented by the Brendan Eich in 1995, developed for the Netscape 2 and become the ECMA 262 standard. And after that, Netscape handed over JavaScript to the ECMAScript. Mozilla Foundation continued to develop the JavaScript for the Firefox browser. Next is the data types in the JavaScript. So data types means it holds different values. There are two types of data types in JavaScript. First is primitive data type and second is non-primitive. So primitive data type are basically string, number, boolean, undefined, and null. Non-primitives are object, array, and regular expression. JavaScript is a dynamic type language. So we need to use var here. And like example, var a equal to 40 that holding a number and a equal to Trupti that holding a string. So here the primitive data types. So string represents sequence of characters. I will discuss the examples in the next slide. And the numbers are representing the numeric values, and booleans which represent the boolean values either true or false. Undefined represent the undefined value. That means we are not defining any value to it. And null represents null, that is no value at all. So non-primitive data types are object, that is represent the instant through which we can access the members. And the array is it is the group of elements that has same data types. And regular expression represent the regular expression. So here are the examples. In the string data type, we are using the let variable here, and we can store the data type, and we can use to store the double quote and the single quote, and output is shown by console.log x or console.log y. So in number data type, we can use both decimal value and integer value. In the boolean data type, here let x equal to 5, let y equal to 5, and let z equal to 6. X equal to y, x equal to z. In the first case, it is if the x and y values are same, so it will return the true. And in the second case, x and z values are not same, so it will return the false. In undefined data type, example is let car. In null data type, example is let a equal to null. So non-primitive data type, object data type, const student, first name Ram, last name null, class equal to 10. In the output console log student, the output will be present, that is the Ram, null, and 10. Array data type. Here the array is given, that is const cars, sub, Volvo, and other. The output is shown by console log and car. So next, move to the variable in JavaScript. So variable is basically the container which stores a value. Now there are two types of variable, that is local variable and global variable. So local variable declared inside a block or function, it is accessible within the block only, and global variable can be accessible outside the function also, outside the block also. So there are some rules to declare the variable. Name must start with a letter or underscore or $sign. So after first letter, we can use the digits, that is 0 to 9. And JavaScript variables are also case sensitive. There is both the uppercase and lowercase, both are matters. So there are 4 ways to declare the JavaScript variable. First is using var, using let, using const, and using nothing. So using var, here we are, example is var x equal to 5, var y equal to 6, var z equal to x plus y. Using let, let x equal to 5, let y equal to 6, let z equal to x plus 5. What is the difference between var and let? Means var is a global variable and let is a local variable. It can var can access outside the block and where it is declared, and let can access inside the block one. So next is using const. Const is why we using const means to store a constant value. Here the example is const price 1 equal to 5, const price 2 equal to 6. So let total price 1 plus price 2. So here we are using let because of the price 1 and price 2, it can be vary. So using nothing means we can declare the values or store the values without using the variable. Next, the operator part. The operators are the symbols that are used to perform operations on operand. So operation on the operands. So the example is where sum equal to 10 plus 2. Here 10 and 20 are the operands and plus is the operator. So there are following types of operators are present. Arithmetic operator, comparison operator, bitwise operator, and logical operator, and assignment operator. So this is the arithmetic operator. The first one is the plus operator, and next is which is the addition operator, which perform the operation between the x plus y, addition operation. And next is the subtraction, which perform the subtraction operation. And next is multiplication, which perform the multiply between two numbers. And division, division operator performs the division between two numbers. And the modulus operator, it shows the remainder of the division. And next is comparison operator, equal to, not equal to, greater than equal to, less than, and less than equal to. Then next is bitwise operator. So bitwise operator, here is the bitwise. There are 4 types: bitwise AND, bitwise OR, bitwise XOR, and bitwise NOT. For this operation, we have there are 2 values x and y, that is a 5 and 9. We have to first convert it into the binary number, then it will perform the operation. So first x equal to 5, y equal to 9. So bitwise AND operator, by this operation, the output is 1. And by this OR operation, the output is 13. And by performing the XOR, bitwise XOR operation, the output can be 12. And the bitwise NOT operator, the output can be -6. So next is logical operator. It is logical AND, logical OR, and logical NOT. So in logical AND, if both the x and y is true, then the output is true. If otherwise, it will return false. If in the logical OR operator, if one of the operand is true, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. In logical NOT, if one is x, if x is given true, then after applying logical NOT, it will return the false. So assignment operator. So it is a equal assignment operator, and assignment operator mainly assign a value, used to assign a value. So first is a equal to 7. Then we are assigning a value 7 to a. And next is addition assignment. We can, for example, a plus equal to 5. So we are first adding the a equal to a plus 5. After adding 5 to a, then we'll store the value in the variable a. Next is similarly, we have performed the operations between minus equal to and multiplication equal to and division equal to. Next is JavaScript sample using data type, variable, and operator. I have created a calculator using these 3 data type and variable and operator. HTML, CSS, JavaScript file are attached in the next pages, and the HTML gives the content and basic structure. CSS gives the styles, and JavaScript is make the website responsive. So these are the GitHub links and affiliate links I have attached below. And this is the HTML part where I have take a class named calculator and given an input ID, and thereafter I created the button classes, and next is the CSS part where I have designed make the style of the website, and next is the index part, JavaScript part. Here first I have given the input ID to the input, and then I have make the buttons, I have selected all the buttons by using the query selector all, and next I have made the empty string, and after that I have made an array of the buttons so that I will make the buttons are clickable, buttons are functionable by adding the add event listener, and when someone click the button equal to, then it will evaluate the string. So eval is the built-in function of the JavaScript, and if someone is click the all clear button, then the string will be empty, and if someone click the delete button, then the last value we have put is clear, is deleted, and if other than these three buttons are clicked, then the string is continue to adding on the screen. So next is, thank you. Next I have my calculator. This is the calculator I have made by entering these two numbers. I can add by using the add operator and evaluate by using the equal button, and I can clear it by all clear button, and I can delete it also. So if there is nothing given, if I click the equal button, then it shows the undefined. So that's also. Thank you.
I'm done with your entire presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So overall, it was good. Okay, the explanation was on point. It was simple and short. Okay, I would say. But your presentations, uh, they have like too much text. Okay, see this slide, such as variables and everything. There is too much text. Okay, so it is not quite readable. So when you are explaining something, and I can't see it on the screen, it becomes really hard to follow your explanation. Okay, which breaks the entire flow of your presentation. So make sure the readability is there. Okay, whenever you create a presentation, what I would say is go 5 meters away from your laptop. See if you can see the line. If you can't, then there is no visibility. Okay. So make sure there is a visibility. Make sure only include text that is important, that is relevant. The things that you are you have it already included in your explanation. You don't need to add that line in the presentation itself. Only make it a point wise. Okay, which will improve the visibility, and it will make it easier for your viewers to follow what you are saying. Okay. So
Yes.
other than that, I would say overall it was good. But you need to work on your conclusion part. Okay, the conclusion was not great. Your next time,
Okay.
please work on that part. Okay. Other than that,
Yes.
overall it was good.
Thanks.
Then yeah, thank you. So I will move on to next question. That is Palak Jha.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, very good evening.
Yes, sir. Is my PPT visible?
Yeah, this is visible.
So, good evening. My name is Palak Jha, and I'm from Cloud Computing Group. The topic for my today's presentation is getting started with Amazon S3. So, first of all, what do you mean by Amazon S3? S3 stands for Simple Storage Service. From the name itself, we can identify that it is some kind of a storage service. But what does it stores? So Amazon S3 is used to store objects in the form of folder structures. And these objects can be anything, ranging from images, videos, HTML files, CSS files, anything. But typically, it is more often used to store software-oriented objects like HTML files, spreadsheets, email, media content, source code, etc. So this service came out in 2006, and it was Amazon's one of the first service. Some of the main features of S3 are scalability. For example, if a user has requirement to store huge amount of data, then Amazon S3 provides wide scalability options as well. Data availability is guaranteed within this service. Then we have security. The data stored inside S3 is highly secured, and the chances of it getting lost or stolen is almost negligible. And performance. Some of the use cases of S3 are data lakes, where huge amount of data is stored, cloud native applications, web service, and there are many more other applications as well. Now I'll take you through how to use S3 service. So first of all, data needs to be acquired from some resource, maybe a database, server, or application. This data might be present on cloud or on premise or in some kind of an application. Then we have to move this data into Amazon S3. But before moving the data into S3, we need some kind of a container that can be used in order to store these data. So for that, we have to create a bucket. While creating a bucket, we have to configure some options, such as we have to name the bucket. The name of the bucket must be unique within a particular region. Then we have to specify the region, some access controls, like whether it should be publicly accessible or privately accessible. Then there are some management options as well. After successfully creating a bucket, we can upload any amount of data. Then some of the features of a bucket are control access to data. Like we can specify which user can access which bucket or object by writing some IAM policies. Then we can optimize the cost by the use of storage classes. Storage classes are purpose-built, and therefore it heavily reduces the storage cost within Amazon S3, because different access patterns have different costs associated with it. Then we can copy or replicate data to any region or within our own region also. Then we can access the data from on-premise or by using a VPC. Protect and secure your data. As I have already told, that the data stored inside S3 is very much secured, and the chances of it getting lost is almost null. Then gain visibility into the storage. We can use S3 storage lens in order to gain some insights, such as how much memory is used, how much memory is will be used in future, and so on. So overall, S3 service is very much helpful to analyze the data and gain some useful insights by using AI or machine learning tools and techniques. Now I'll explain you some of the core concepts related to Amazon S3. So first of all, the most important thing is creating a bucket or the bucket. So bucket is nothing but a container that is used to store objects within a particular region. There are some points that we need to keep in our mind while creating a bucket, like the name of the bucket must be unique within a particular region. Then up to 100 buckets are possible. Then up to 5 TB objects can be stored in a particular bucket. Then we have objects. Objects are basically the content that we are storing inside the bucket. It can be anything like HTML files, CSS files, images, videos, but the maximum capacity must be 5 TB only. In order to access the content from S3 bucket, the most common way is by using a URL. We can also access it by using AWS console or even by using program. Storage classes within Amazon S3. Storage classes heavily reduces the cost of storage within S3. It is used to distinguish between the use cases of particular object stored in a bucket. So the user, based on his or her requirement, can choose within these 6 available storage classes. So first we have standard storage class. It is used when the object stored inside S3 is frequently used. Then we have standard IA is used for infrequently used objects. Then intelligent tiering. It is combination of standard and standard IA. So it has both the advantages of standard and standard IA. So therefore it is used to optimize the storage cost. Then object zone IA is used for infrequently used objects and non-mission critical data. That is the data that is not frequently or that is not very important. Then we have Glacier. It is used for long-term archiving with retrieval times ranging from minutes to hours. Then Deep Archive is used for archiving data and it is used for rarely accessed data with retrieval times averaging 12 hours. Then some of the use cases of S3 are, as we know, S3 is a kind of storage service. Therefore, huge amount of data is stored within S3. So it can be very well or efficiently used as a database backup. So we can have periodic backups like every night, every week, or every month, etc. Web hosting, we can use S3 to store static contents like HTML files, CSS files, etc. Data processing pipeline, we can build entire infrastructure that has a provision of enlisting a large amount of data and dump it into S3 bucket. These were the implementation submissions that I made in Trello. In step 1, we had to create a S3 bucket. And in order to create a bucket in S3, we have to click on create bucket option. After clicking on create bucket option, we have to make some configurations. After successfully creating a bucket, we can upload object to the S3 bucket. So I had uploaded a JPEG file into it. And in step 3, we had to download the object from the S3 bucket into the local computer. Step 4 was to create bucket policies in order to control the access to the bucket. So I had created a bucket policy to delete a bucket so that a particular user that is specified here has the provision of facility to delete this particular bucket. Step 5 was to configure lifecycle policies. And lifecycle policies are basically set of rules or policies that have some predefined actions, like to automate, which is used to automate the management of objects within object that is stored within S3 bucket. And then we have been allotted a bonus task that was to create a static website and host it on S3. So overall, I can say that Amazon S3 is a very good storage service and it is very much efficient because it offers industry-leading scalability, data availability, security, and performance. And we can use S3 to store and retrieve any amount of data at any point of time from anywhere. Thank you. And in case of any queries, please feel free to ask. That's all.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Is there any demo?
Sorry?
Is there any demo?
No, sir. I have included the screenshots within my presentation itself.
Okay. So when you are including a screenshot, okay, you need to properly tell us that this is the task you have included. Okay, there is no demo for it, and this is the output. Okay, so it is okay to edit, but make sure to tell us that you have processed it. Other than that, I would say overall it was good. You had a step-by-step presentation. It was good to understand. The information was correct. Was good for a beginner. Okay. And are you taking any Q&A?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So say I want to host a static website that you have hosted. Okay.
Mhm.
So what do you think will be the monthly price I have to pay for it? What will be an expected price you can like tell me? Suppose I want to host my resume.
Yes, the price it is given in Amazon console. I have not checked exactly what it was. Uh, because in bucket we don't pay price just for creating a bucket. We pay the price for uploading the data into it or for accessing the data from the bucket.
So suppose I am like posting my resume. So people will come to my resume to check what it is. So they will
Yes.
obviously access it. So I have to pay price for it?
Yes, we have to pay price for accessing and uploading or whatever configuration that we are doing within the bucket.
So can you give me an average figure?
I don't remember. I think it was somewhere around $1 to $2. I don't remember.
Then do you know what is price for Azure or say other digital ocean?
No, Azure I have not used.
Because they are also
Mm,
competitors, right? They are
Yes.
competitors of AWS.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is completely fine, but make sure to know these things. Okay, when you are giving a presentation.
Okay.
So these are the type of question that can be asked. Okay, so this is
Okay.
like probation period. That is not. But when you are giving a presentation, like in a company or in a somewhere workshop, so
Mm,
obviously that if I want to, if suppose I am not a IT person and I'm here and we have some requirement, I have asked you that this is AWS. So tell me what you can do. What is it good for my company? So what you
mhm,
as a AWS developer, you want to get job at my company. So you need to tell me like why I should invest in it. Okay. So these
Okay.
are the like questions that can be asked. Okay,
Okay,
because
sir.
they are like infra level things, the cloud. Okay, they are basically hosting and dealing with data. So these are the
Okay.
basic questions that can be asked. So make sure to like do your research in this thing because they are basically like really entry level questions. The price is there on the front page of the S3. Okay, they are the really basic level. So make sure to have your basic knowledge on the Q&A. But overall, I would say for in terms of your presentation, the content that you have entered, the way you explained it, it was really informative.
Thank you, sir.
So overall, it was good.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So I will move on to next question. That is Jaswanth S.
Hello.
Yeah. Very good evening. Please turn your camera and share this.
Yes, Shubham. Is my screen visible?
Yeah. Please turn your camera.
Now is my video visible?
Yeah, it is visible. Please start.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Jaswanth, and today I'll be giving a PPT about data types, variables, and operators in JavaScript. So let's listen about what is JavaScript. It's a web development programming language mainly used in the client side. When it was developed in 1995, that was the main objective of it. But coming to recent years in 2010, 2020, and all, we have developed both client side and server side frameworks along with different types of syntaxes. So Node.js is for server side and React or other frameworks for front end side. Data types in JavaScript. So that's two types of data types: primitive and the basic ones that are the objects, arrays, that kind of stuff. First, we'll discuss about the primitive ones. Number is basically integers in the thing, whole numbers, integers, any types of numbers. String is a single word or a group of sentences, anything within the double quotes like this. Booleans is a true or false value, basically one or zero. Undefined is when you want to declare a value, but you don't want that value to have some another value to specify to it. You declare x, but you don't want it to x is equal to 42, stuff like that. And null is when you declare the value, but there's no value in that. Like n is equal to null. Null is nothing. There's nothing attached to that n. And symbol, you have different types of variables, but that variable you need to have a unique key associated with that we can generate using this let symbol is equal to symbol foo. Symbol is the acronym for this specific function where new can't be used. This is the object type data variable. This is what we use this is what we use mainly popular with the JavaScript thing. Here we take a variable name person. We associate with that with first name, last name, age. Basically, every database has this object used in that. And array is the basic data type where we use in C, Python, every type of data language. Fruits, apple, we enclose it in within two brackets and name it. Next is variables in JavaScript. There's three types of variables: var, let, and const. We can declare it like this: just var let let, and constant is const. And how do you assign it? Just normally you will assign it using the equal operator. You can assign strings, numbers, any types of data types which we discussed earlier to this let const or other stuff. And updating variables. So first you'll initialize it using let number is equal to 42. We can't use that same thing let number is equal to 100. Next time when you initialize it, you should initialize it as my number is equal to 100. There's no let here. And variable naming conventions. So think of it as a long name. So in the naming function, we can't use spacing values or underscores you can use, but it will be a lengthy one. So instead of doing that, simple solution is using camel case. So my is small case. The first word of the next letter is the capital. Then again, n is capital. This is called camel case structure. And the scope of these data var, let, and constant is like when you declare var, it's the scope is the whole function. Let is to that specific block, and constant is also that specific block. So this function is declared, and will console log the output. Var is declared for the whole global scope, so output comes as file, and let is also for that specific block. Output we get it, but this const is in this block, if block, so that doesn't get they get the output. And after 2015, use of variable is deprecated. We usually use it let and const values. And different types of operators in JavaScript. First kind is arithmetic operators, the basic one, plus, minus, multiplication, division, these kind. Assignment operators is equal to, and addition assignment is x is equal to x plus 1. Instead of using that, you will use x plus is equal to 1. Stuff like that is subtraction, multiplication. You can change the values into that. Comparison operators, you will use that in if statements, stuff like that. Is equal to, not equal to. This is strictly equal to, where the data type and the value should be same, like that. Same with all, greater than, equal to, less than or equal to. And logical operators and or not equal to, like that. And increment operators, instead of using this plus is equal to, we will use double plus, stuff like that. And here is the example of that. Z is equal to x plus y, a is equal to multiplication operator, greater than operator, increment operator. That's all from my side, and next I'll be showing the demonstration of the object, and I built the calculator for the demonstration. So here, if you input numbers, it is divided by minus sign, minus 2 equal to 70, minus 70. That is the demo. And for the code part, In index part, I'll basically done the structure of the HTML and declare the classes and different types of input buttons. And then style, I've done the flex box, flex basis, flex shrink, stuff like that, and footer, and what to do when the button is pressed, how the button and inputs are displayed, maximum and minimum length. In the script, like I said, the constant and let have a block value. So which I need in a global scale, I've done that in the first starting few lines. Then when the button is pressed, it creates an array and goes into this function. Here, this is key press effects. When you see this, so there's a red color box appearing there. That is this effect. This is special operators like clear backspace is equal to, and these are other functions I'll redirect it to. If that doesn't press and something else is pressed, like where is it? Operators one, operator two, display operation. See this here. I'll just send it to equal operation. These are different functions. When reset is pressed, everything is reset to initial values. Backspace is the latest value which I've inputted, that is backspace. And equal to sign, switch operator and use this. Many have used the eval operator in their PPT, but eval actually it can be used to inject malicious code into the server. So as good practice, I've not used that. Display operation, and when you have converting to string to number, this is the, that's it from my side, and if that's it right now.
Rudin?
Yes.
Oh, so overall, your presentation was good. You covered points that no one has covered before, like scope and the casing of the variables, like camel case and Pascal case. Okay, and so you covered some things that for the same topics, not many people have covered, and it is a good thing. Okay, but focus on your conclusion part. Okay, so what you need to do is you should give a small summary of what you went through. Okay, and I like that in your demo you specified that you followed a good case, that is people can inject bad code in your input. Okay, form validation is an important thing. Okay, so overall I would say it was good, and but some of the slide had too much text. Try to reduce that because your design and text was good, I would say. Okay, so try to work on the formatting part. Overall I would say it was good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so next question is Nitin Kumar.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, very good evening. Please start.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Is it my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, sir. Okay. So my name is Nitin Kumar. I am pursuing my BTech from IIIT DM Jabalpur. So today I am giving a presentation on the topic of data types, variables, and operations in JavaScript. So start with the introduction. JavaScript is a scripting language that we use in the HTML and other things. And we will see the fundamentals of JavaScript in this PPT. JavaScript is most potent scripting language on the internet, and it can be used in the HTML to increase its interactivity. And JavaScript is compatible with all the main browsers like Firefox, Chrome browser, Opera browser, or any other browsers. So it is an interpreted language, unlike C++ that need to be compiled before run. It is not like this. It's an interpreted language. So data type. So there are different type of data types that we will use in the JavaScript, starting with the numbers. If it can be a whole number, it can be a decimal, so it will be classified in numbers. And if anything is quoted, double quoted or single quoted, so it will be considered as string. And there is a case of true and false, then it will be a Boolean. And if we do not assign a value to any variable, then it will be a null. And we can also take it as an undefined. We can also use objects and array. So these are the basic data type that are used in the JavaScripts. Variables. So there are three type of variables that can be used in the JavaScripts. These are var, let, and const. So like these all three have different like functions. So we can declare like this: var x equal to 10, let y equal to hello, const is equal to true. So the difference is that we can use var keyword, so it can be declared again in our code, and we can reassign the value of the to the variables, and it is a global, so it can be declared anywhere in the code. And coming to let, it can also be reassigned, but it's a blocked scope, means its use is only in a particular block of a code. So yeah, we can reassign the value of let also, but in const we cannot reassign the value of the variable, and it is also a blocked scope. Coming to the operator, there are different type of arithmetic operators that can be used in JavaScript. These are arithmetic operator, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. There is comparison operator, equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than. There is logical operators, and, or, and not. Assignment operators is also there. So for example, if we take let x equal to 10 and let y equal to 5, we can do different type of operation in it. If we want to add these two number, we can do x plus y and we will get output 15. We can also use this greater than operator, and this is true because 10 is greater than 5, so we'll get output true. So yeah, we can use this type of operators in JavaScript. Coming to conclusion, these three fundamentals are very important for, these are very basic in JavaScript, that is data type, variables, and operators. And this can increase the effectiveness and effectiveness of the code. So yeah, these three are important. These are the reference from where I took the ideas for the PPT. And coming to the code, this is my HTML code. And this is my JavaScript code. So if a user input any value like 1, so it will be get into this function registered input, and that value will be assigned in the symbol. And by using the eval function, we can like solve all the mathematical operations. And there are a lot of other things in the code, like if someone will just put the number and didn't do any arithmetic operation, then it will show invalid mathematical expressions. And this is the prototype. Like we can do different type of operations, multiplication and addition. So yeah, this is from my side.
I'm done with it.
Yes, sir.
So overall, I would say it was good. But some of the slides had like too much text. What you can do is have your main content in one slide, have the example in the other slide. Okay, because
sir.
in your slide the content was just the right amount, but it was populated by the examples. Okay. So
sir.
have it on the next slide. It will look good. It will look readable. It will be easy to follow your presentation. Overall, your flow was right. It was a step-by-step sequence, easier to understand. The demo was also correct. You didn't like give too much time on the explanation, but that is not needed. It was clear and easy to understand.
Yes.
So I would say overall it was a good presentation.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So now I'll move on to the next question, that is Shlok verma.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, very good. Please start.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
So, hello everyone. My name is Shlok Verma. I am doing my BTech from IIIT Jabalpur, and my presentation topic is data types and variables operators in JavaScript. So, in this presentation, we will cover the basics of data types, variables, and operators, and know how they are used in programming. So, let's start. So, first, we talk about what is JavaScript. So JavaScript is a popular high-level integrated programming language for developing dynamic online content and interactive user interfaces. In the other words, we can say it is a programming language which is used to create a web content. And it is used to add interactivity to web pages, such as responding to user events like mouse click on button presses, and modified the content of web pages dynamically based on user inputs. And it is an interpreted language, means those language which are executed without needing to go through a compilation process. And then now we will talk about data scripts and data types in JavaScript. So data types are basically different type of values that can be used in a program. And there are several data types in JavaScript like numbers, strings, boolean, null, undefined, and objects. So number data types represents numerical values including integers and decimals. In string, it represents text values enclosed in singles or double quotes. In Boolean, it represents true or false values. Undefined represents a variable that has not been assigned a value. And the null represents a variable that has been intentionally assigned a value of null. An object represents a collection of properties and values, and arrays represents a collection of values indexed by the numerical values. So we are coming on variables. So variables are nothing but a container that is used to store the values in program, and that can be accessed and manipulated throughout a program. They are declared using var, let, const keywords, and can be assigned values using the assignment operator. Var, let, const are the keywords to declare the variables. Var is used to declare a variable that can be reassigned later in the code, means we can change the value after assigning the value. And let is used to declare a variable that can be assigned later in the code, but limited to the block scope. Block scope means a set of statements enclosed in the curly braces and a set of code. A const is used to declare a variable that cannot be assigned later in the code, means we can't change the value of the variable after assigning the value. So next, we will talk about operators, and the last one is operator. So operators are used to perform operation on values or variables. Suppose we want to add two numbers or strings, or we want to multiply two numbers or more numbers, then we use operators. There are several types of operators in JavaScript: arithmetic operator, comparison operator, logical operator, and assignment operator. So arithmetical operators are used to perform mathematical operations such as addition, division, multiplication. Comparison operators are used to compare values such as equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater or equal to, less than or equal to. Logical operators are used to perform logical operations such as and, or, not. And assignment operator are used to assign values to variables such as plus equal to, or minus equal to. So there is example we can see if we let a variable at x equal to 2 and y equal to 5, and then we want to add two numbers, then we simply x plus y, we use the additional operator, and then if we want to compare, then we use the greater than operator. So here is my demo. If if I enter n number and click on the result, where we get the result, or so we can easily get the output. Here's my code. So I have created two functions, register input and get query result. Register input, we can get the values in the query string, and by the get query result, we can output into our output console. And there's the my uh, H, HTML code, where I declare the button or one, two, or numbers, or like operators. So in conclusion, we have seen the concepts of data types, variables, and operators, and their application with the examples. We have seen the importance of these concepts. By understanding these concepts, we can write effective and efficient code to perform our task. So I am done with my presentation. Thank you for attending. Anyone have any questions regarding this? So thank you. And then the presentation.
Hello, Shlok.
Yes.
Are you done with the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, so then overall, I would say it was a good presentation. Like, had all the important points covered. Okay. The demo was also good and straightforward.
Yes.
That is a good thing. But there was no reference. I didn't saw any reference type or any GitHub link for all the code. So next time, try to include that. Okay.
Yes,
And always have a QA slide. It is good that you ask for QA, but always have a dedicated slide for it. And also have a ending slide with the content. Okay.
Yes.
They are the basics, and other than that, I will say overall your presentation. Okay, then we will move on. It is already 8:54, I can say. So in chat, Vaishali, you have said that you have not received your attendance mail from last 5 days. Also not allotted for class. Okay. The task, there is some problem with the task allocation. Okay, you will be allocated in like next 24 to 48 hours. If not, then you can, if you didn't get any task tomorrow, then you can always say that you can always click on the new assigned new task after 24 hours. Okay, then you will be assigned it. And if you are not receiving attendance mail, then can you provide your this email address to me? Give me your email address. And then Altamasha Khan, okay, we don't have much time. You can give a presentation. Where I will get meeting. Yeah, they will be posted in the Trello itself. Okay. I think from last 2-3 meetings are not posted, but after they are done on the YouTube, then we will post it. Okay. So the presentation for my first you need, okay, if it is not scheduled, you need to click on schedule presentation again after 24 to 48 hours. Okay, is there any what was that concern? Yeah, Vaishali, please give me your email. Okay, then I believe we will take one more presentation. Shubham, then we will wrap it.
Hello, so am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
So am I visible?
Yeah, please try.
So is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Good evening, one and all. I am Shubham Yadav from Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning batch. So my topic is predictive modeling. Problem statement. The problem statement is to build a predictive model using a given data set, which is the student performance in this case, to predict a target variable or the math score. A use of supervised learning algorithms such as decision model, trees, logistic regression, and random forests to build the model. So what is predictive modeling? Predictive modeling is a commonly used statistical technique to predict future behavior. Predictive modeling solutions are a form of data mining technology that works by analyzing historical and current data and generating a model to help predict future outcomes. In predictive modeling, data is collected, a statistical model is formulated, predictions are made, and the model is validated as additional data becomes available. For example, risk models can be created to combine member information in complex ways with demographic and lifestyle information. And also in this case, we are predicting a math score on the basis of the data we have from various features and columns. So the data set given consists of marks secured by the students in various subjects. Columns in the dataset are as follows: gender, race or ethnicity, parental level of education, lunch, test preparation course, a math score, reading score, and writing score. The steps we will follow to build the model is first we'll be building the predictive model for the math score of the student by using various learning algorithms such as decision trees and logistic regressions and random forest. Then after building the model, we'll be evaluating the model on various metrics such as accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, and R2 score as well. Feature selection will be done at the end to identify the most important features for predicting the math score. So you will be wondering about what are the evaluation metrics to rate the model. Like, so the first one is the confusion matrix. Confusion metric helps us to display the performance of a model or how a model has made its prediction in machine learning. It can only be determined if the true values for test data are known. Accuracy. The accuracy is pretty self-explanatory. The accuracy of a machine learning classification algorithm is the one that how well or how accurately it is predicting the model or how accurately it is predicting the data as already from the historical data. So accuracy is a number of correctly predicted data points out of all the data points. Precision. Precision is one indicator of a machine learning model's performance that tests the quality of a positive prediction made by the model. Precision refers to the number of true positives divided by the total number of positive predictions. Recall is calculated as the ratio between the number of positive samples correctly classified as positive to the total number of positive samples. And F1 score. F1 score is an alternative machine learning evaluation metric that assesses the predictive skill of a model by elaborating on its own class-wise performance rather than overall performance as done by accuracy. First of all, we will identify the data and we will perform EDA and data visualization on the data. So here are some of the picks after performing EDA and data visualization. So this is the graph which shows the male and female general average marks, in which the Y column shows the reading score and the X column shows the average score. And we also have a bar graph or pie chart, which also shows the none and completed versions of the data. Then we will be selecting a model. In this case, we will be making use of a regression model, which is used to predict continuous data variable, which is in this case is the maths score. The algorithm we will be using to predict the model is a random forest and decision tree. So random forest is a classifier algorithm that contains a number of decision trees on various subsets of the given dataset and takes the average to improve the predictive accuracy of the dataset. Random forest also uses a decision tree algorithm in it. The features. So independent variables such as gender, race, parental level of education, and test preparation course are taken as input. Math score is the target variable which needs to be predicted. After evaluation, R2 score is taken as the primary evaluation metric. As we can see, we have got an R2 score of 99% here, which means the model is really well suited for. So this is the final prediction which we got. So I would like to show you the source code for the program. So first of all, I will just run through in short what the source code looks like. First, we have imported the pandas and matplotlib. Then we are reading the file, CSV file. Then this is the df.head. This is the basic header of the file, what the file looks like, what the dataset looks like. This is the data shape. Then we have described the data shape. And this from categorical columns, we are defining EDA for the dataset. We first find the null values. If there are any, in this case, we don't have any null values, but if there are any null values, we will first remove the null values or we will replace them. Then the data visualization part starts. Again, the DF, then we calculate the average score from the math score, the reading score, and the writing score. This is the new df.head. Then this is the scatter plot. After EDA and data visualization, we import random forest regressor algorithm, and we train and test the dataset on the algorithm. And this is the predicted after performing the algorithm on the model. This is the predicted score, and at the end we print the R2 score, which is 0.99% in this case. Thank you.
Are you done with the presentation? Shubham,
Yes, sir.
are you done?
Yes, sir. I'm done.
Okay. Okay, so overall, I would say your presentation was done, but you need to work on the project demonstration part. Okay, the demo was not that in depth. We needed a more in depth demo. Okay, always explain what your data set is, how it is working. Although you explained the chart very really well, I like that. Okay, but somewhere in the EDA or the format, the way your code is, you need to explain that part. But I would say you did explain the important points really well. Okay, so have some more in-depth, more in-depth explanation next time. That will be really good. Overall, I would say it was good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So I believe it is 9:04. Then we will wrap it up with your presentation as last. And other people who has their presentation left, you can give your presentation tomorrow. Try to join early and raise your hand first. Then you will be named first. Then you'll be first in the queue. Okay. And I don't see any general queries in the chat, but I believe I have given answer to all of them. Then we will wrap up for the today. We will have the remaining presentation tomorrow. So join early and raise your hand. We will go in order of raised hand tomorrow also. Thank you.